I'm Brother Lazarus, and welcome to Cosmic Chat. We're talking about the Bible and the made-up, phony war between religion and science. It's important for us to get a better grip on these two things and their relationship to each other if we want to make your future now. Your whole life, you have been told that science and religion do not jibe. This is funny when you understand how modern science even came to be. Modern science was invented by the Puritans. Yep, those same uptight, sexually repressed assholes who landed on Plymouth Rock. Well, not the exact same ones. Their relatives in England. In the late 17th century, Puritan scholars at Cambridge University in England began to look at the natural world to see what they could learn about God. And their thinking was that since God created the world, it must have something to tell us about God. And they figured that since God could not be inconsistent, then whatever they found in nature would agree with what the Bible said. They overlooked one tiny little problem: the power of rigid thinking, or dogmatism. And it is not limited to the religious side. Have you ever noticed how a lot of scientific humanists can be just as inflexible in their thinking as the most rabid fundamentalist preacher? And they can just get worked into just as much of a froth as any of those preachers can. Now, it's critical for us to understand this because as we emerge from whatever form of fundamentalism we came from, we're going to be very tempted to jump into some other form of fundamentalism. And then we'll find ourselves back in the same crap as before. And scientific humanism is a big temptation. Now let me reiterate, I am not saying we do not need to be scientific. Totally the opposite. But getting fundamentalist about science is no better than getting fundamentalist about religion. And in fact, we do need to get a lot more scientific about religion. Let me share this tidbit of wisdom I picked up from this guy in a diner. We were talking about this very subject, and he brought up the anomaly. The world is full of things that just do not fit into the little boxes that we have. These are anomalies. Religion looks at the anomaly and shouts, "Miracle!" while science looks at the anomaly and says, disregard that, outside our data field. I'll give you a much more useful dogma, as it were. The dogma or doctrine of maybe. This doctrine was formulated by the sci-fi author Robert Anton Wilson. And if you want to blow your mind completely, read Illuminatus by him. In the doctrine of maybe, we don't accept anything uncritically. We approach everything as maybe, and at all times we accept the idea, well, maybe I'm wrong. So we're open to changing our ideas. It's a very useful way to avoid getting trapped back into fundamentalism. So to get back to how we can reclaim the Bible and use it in the modern world, we need to figure out a new way to approach the Bible. I have a lot more to say about this in our next chat. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.